Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dead Unicorn. My name's Corey, and we are playing Spelljammer Dungeons and Dragons. I'm glad you're with us. Happy New Year, and I hope you had a great Christmas. We're going to get right into it, but before we do that, we're not going to get right into it. We're going to thank our patrons. Scroll in the upper right-hand corner. They help make this channel run, and we appreciate them so much. Thank you to our patrons. Moving on. I guess we'll introduce everybody. As I said, my name's Corey. I play the character of Beetlejuice, the ranger with a whip. We are joined with Spike, who plays Kios.
Gith Yankee with an eye patch.
Brenna, who plays Tinker.
The fairy artificer, artificier.
Sarah, who plays Adora.
Hello, Karen Gone, Eldridge Knight.
And Keith, playing Del Starwin.
That somehow makes it sound so much cooler than he actually is. He's an astral elven star druid.
I'm going to say this. Del Starwin sounds like the name of an 80s cartoon action hero.
Yes!
Then it worked.
Was that what you were going for? Okay.
Ish, you know.
And we follow the adventures of Del Starwin through the quasar.
When
the guitar starts wailing.
You've got, like half of the names that sound like elven surnames are the names of different automobiles, like, the Wind Star or things like that. It kind of...
I thought you were going to say, like, and this is Elrond Chrysler.
No, I'll stay away from anything Elrond, thanks.
And of course we have our game master, Howard. Hey, Howard.
Hello, all. How are y'all?
We are good. We are ready.
I'll be playing a lot of things, but mostly like a couple of droids because we have droids.
We have burbles.
Basically, like everything about this hat looks crooked. This hat is awful. I need to find my hood. I got more light in here because they keep vanishing.
Speaking of like poorly made stuff, I got a Daily Planet shirt for Christmas. I was very happy. I was like, wow, the Daily Planet.
That's kind of awesome.
I know, right? But then we look at the shirt. My wife looks at the shirt. She goes, these stitches are very bad. And there's like threads hanging off of it everywhere. And then I look at the actual print and it's pixelated. And I'm like, what the hell? And this is like official DC merchandise you buy off their store.
Yeah, this wasn't the place that made this awesome shirt that you cannot see because of my background. Oh, I fixed this background. This background has got to go.
Like from She-Hulk, the Avengers.
Yeah, the Avengers.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, that's
like
a wonderful shirt. That shirt freaking slaps, baby.
Yeah. Represent.
Well, I couldn't find the DM hood, so had to do something. All right, so I guess I'll get started if you're done with your announcement, sir.
I am done, yes.
Cool. All right. When we last left our heroes, they had fought their way valiantly across a forest moon of Toril. They had defeated not quite so evil, but definitely rude Gith Yankee lumberjack and his army of what are they called? Clockwork horrors. I was like Eldridge robots. I don't know. Somethings.
I could make them Eldritch.
I think it's Clockwork Horror.
Yeah, that was what you were calling them.
Yeah, they don't have Eldritch. I feel like if you're Eldridge, you have a tentacle coming somewhere out of you. At least one.
Does
It could
kind of
probably be
imply that.
arranged.
So, upon defeating them, defeating this Gith, and they managed to ingratiate themselves amongst the tribe of Artuk on the forest moon. The Artuk allowed them into a tomb of an ancient elven hero, and they looted a crystal sword, which seems largely ornamental because it looks like if you were to swing it at something, it would shatter. And now that you've had a night's rest and a level up, you awaken within the Artuk's village with them ready for you to leave. You get, although most of them don't seem to speak common, you get the distinct impression that none of them really want much to do with you, and they'd like you to get out of their village. What would you all like to do this morning? Anything before you go, or are you just going to get the heck out? Light the village on fire, whatever you want to do. I bet it being wood, it would burn.
I'm sure it would.
Ooh, that's even worse.
Barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, of course. I saw that one coming. I guess we should just leave.
Actually, barking up the wrong tree is what happens when an Artuk cheats in his marriage.
Ooh.
She started it.
These puns are bearing fruit, I gotta say.
I'm thinking making our way out of here is probably wisest, but what do you think, Captain?
Yeah, we shouldn't put down roots.
Yeah. All right. I'll say we should get going without any more puns. I think we can make that happen, but we're a lively bunch, so that's. I'm surprised they haven't kicked us out for all of the puns.
So we're gonna scrub this one.
You get the distinct impression they want you to leave.
I did that one already. I guess no one heard me.
So we're gonna scrub this one.
I definitely think that he wants us to branch out.
Oh.
Puns are there to do psychic damage.
Yeah, well.
A party of bards.
I blame the game master. He laid the seeds for this.
I think we're all just nuts now.
All right, off we go. So, here's the thing. We're going to give this sword back to the lady, but the sword is worth more than she's offering. Right? So, we could probably get more money for it. Unless she doesn't have more money for it. Right?
So, we can... Money doesn't have to be the sole part of the reward.
Oh, right. That's good thinking.
Having favors is good.
Right.
Especially given how things have been for us.
Right.
Having people with political pull might be good to have in our corner.
I mean, she'll become the leader of her mystical organization of moon files.
So that's one thing to potentially negotiate for. And
Right.
I think that you should probably be the one doing most of that because, you're the captain and all.
Unlimited.
But,
oh, I'm much better at talking now. I've got that covered.
You learned from the last time you tried?
I've communed with nature since then, all right? I've communed with it. And it has taught me a thing or two.
How does communing with nature help you commune with people?
It will.
I don't know, man. My head's in the stars all the time.
I mean, let's be honest. We've all gotten a little bit better since, just recently. Just saying.
We've learned from our mistakes.
We have learned from the many, many, many mistakes we have made.
And now we can make bigger and better mistakes.
Look, one can say that nature, at my call, can give me the splendor of an eagle. Right? Yeah.
All right.
The grace of a cat. The strength of a bear. The wisdom of an owl.
Excellent. So
Constitution.
all of this, of course, while we're
Yeah, we're walking out.
wandering along away from the Artooks.
Also,
Who
Constitution's
listen
in
to
there
this.
too. Constitution's also there. I just don't know what animal it comes from.
You go with a boar.
Yeah, stamina of the boar.
He also has the charisma of a boar.
I do not. I'm fair with charisma, I think.
It's like, I have a +1.
I have a 0.
Not even a +1.
It's average. Some might say very average. Like excellently average, supremely average.
Don't hurt yourself.
Ladies.
Yeah, definitely don't hurt yourself.
So it takes us a while to get back, right? Are we gonna get rando encounters again? Are we gonna see Adora fall from the trees again?
Well, she's with you.
That doesn't
I mean-
mean anything.
It did take us a few days to get even this far, so
But she is
Been
unlikely to fall
practicing.
from the trees unless she uses her like jump spell, combines it with her rabbit hopping, and just goes up.
Yeah, we're just
Then
like
that could.
it's moon gravity. It's very low here.
This isn't.
no, it's
Toral's moon,
normal
not Earth's
gravity. It's normal gravity. Gravity comes in two forms: there or not there.
Yeah.
Seems
I'm
accurate.
grateful that physics is so simple. You know,
It's-
it makes life so much easier.
Yeah, whenever you see physics you don't understand, that's called magic.
I hear this like I don't know. I can't describe it. This rolling sound, but it all works out. I don't know.
All right. So again, is there anything you'd like to do in the village before you leave?
Is there something we're missing that you're really strongly hinting at? Because you keep asking
No,
that
I'm
question,
asking you what you're
and
doing.
we have no
We should-
idea.
Like, okay, how are we for provisions?
Your
I got
character
my
sheets.
explorer's pack.
I mean, we could probably hunt a little bit on the way back, but I don't know how much we had to do that on the way in. We should definitely get them to help to refill our water, refresh our water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They'll pack you sack lunches of water, sunlight, and little bags of dirt.
With a bit of manure sprinkled on top for flavor.
There's so much nitrogen in here.
Mwah.
They're not carnivorous plants. Okay.
Nah, they save the good stuff for themselves.
Is there anything else that that we would need from them, or do we want to like? I can't imagine, wanting to socialize or anything like that. There's not particularly.
Well,
I can't think of any information we'd want.
I would like them to unlock the magic in this like living whip they gave me, but I don't think they're gonna do that. I just don't. They're pretty They got pretty ugly personalities, if I'm being quite honest.
All right. Well, then I guess we're on our way.
All right. As y'all start making your way out, it is morning. You're fully rested. Everybody should feel fairly good. All your bruises and cuts and scrapes from the previous battles are bandaged or healing.
Mm-hmm. I think I
Um,
probably used some magic to top people up a bit before we went to sleep anyway, because I could refresh my spells in the morning.
All right.
So
The only thing that you would not necessarily be filled up on is if you spent more than half your hit dice, you only get half back.
right.
But you'll get the rest back tomorrow night unless you spend them again. Do we have any Outlanders here? Any of the background where you auto know your way back?
Nope.
Okay. Always got to double check because I don't want to skip anybody's thing. If you don't, I believe you did have a map, and whoever has the map can consult it to make a quick roll and start heading back.
All right, survival.
Yeah, I'll have survival.
And me and Dell were consulting on our survival to give ourselves advantage via the help action.
Yes,
Right.
I believe I was helping you, was I not?
Yes.
All right, roll advantage. Double one it. Because it's hilarious. All right, that's actually fairly good. Actually, with a 23, you're able to plot a course. You're able to figure out what course you came on and plot one that you think will actually shave off a couple of days. But there's not a lot you can do. You haven't fully explored this area. You're just going directly off the map. But you think you can get your back a little bit quicker than you got there. And y'all begin your travel back. And is your marching order the same as before? I believe Corey was in front.
Probably, yeah. I mean,
All right. As you start heading back, Corey, go ahead and give me a wisdom check after the first hour or so.
Oh.
Actually, the wisdom check is kind of for what's been going on the whole time, or I should say perception check. Sorry.
Oh, perception. That's way different.
Yeah.
Normal roll. Submit.
All right. All right. As you are picking your way through this forest, you are with that roll. You're able to notice something off about a tree that's ahead of you. You were kind of like looking forward to getting under the tree just because the sun's starting to, really beat on you. Oh wait, no, it's not. I just remembered that y'all are in the land of eternal dusk for right now.
Yep.
I totally forgot that weird feature. All right, so I guess the shade of the tree wouldn't matter, but you do notice that with a 19, that there is bodies hanging in the tree.
Ah!
I say, hold up, crew. Hold up. Take a gander at that tree yonder. You see something hanging from it there?
You'd think that the flying fairy would notice it first, but whatever.
yeah, except that we know this flying fairy and her attention span.
Yeah, well, if you were above the trees, you wouldn't see it because they're hanging below the canopy. There they are. So, what do you think? You think this is a tree that they like hanging people from, which means there are things that like to hang people from trees around here? Or is it some sort of living tree that hangs people? Is it just a sculpture to make people freak out? Could be a lot of things.
How far from the tree are we right now? How clearly can we see the bodies?
60, I believe 60 feet, or I don't think he'd see it. Beyond that, it'd be too dim.
Oh, we're that dim already. Okay.
You know what?
So they're kind of just shadowy shapes then at this distance.
I got no idea. Adora. Adora.
Yes.
Ah, there you are. Yes. Get your bow out.
Just got it ready.
All right. I'm gonna take some of this heavy canvas here, and I'll tear some off, or just take some with my dagger, and I'll tie it around the end of the little arrow there, and then we'll light it on fire, and then we can shoot it at the tree, and it'll light up the area a little, and maybe we can see it better without getting closer.
We could just use magic light, right?
Hold on.
Sounds like a better plan.
Hold on. I got an idea, guys.
No, shoot fire at
Magic
a tree.
light. we have magic, and this
Oh,
druid
you've
over
got an
here,
idea,
Dell,
do
has starlight magic. It's his specialty, I think.
Well, I will reach out if we're 60 feet away, and I will sense if there's any celestial, fiend, or undead aspect of the tree. That's all I've got.
Okay. 60 feet is it within your range, correct?
Yes.
Then, yeah. Oh, yeah, you pulled it up. Thanks.
But
yeah, there's no roll. You just know. You sense a strong necromantic feel from that tree.
I don't like it.
right. So, Dell, why don't you light it up? And if your spell fails for whatever reason, zone of anti-magic or whatever, we'll have Adora shoot a bow with a flame on it. It's plan B for bow.
Oh, I didn't read the full thing. The tree counts as desecrated, and the bodies count as undead. Because apparently you also know things that are hollowed or desecrated. It says there at the bottom.
Kihos murmurs something to the effect of great evil, bad.
I look at Kios for a second, like he's not giving me any real information we don't already know. Like I don't understand what he's saying because it's so vague. But then I nod at him like he did a really good job, and I pat him on the shoulder.
Well, he just wants you to be clear in case you thought it was like a friendly thing to put up a tree and hang bodies from it.
So I used dancing lights, and I just sent the light spheres toward the tree.
They have a range of 120 feet. That's more than encompasses the tree if you'd like. I think each one's like a 30-foot glow, or 10-foot. Each light sheds 10 foot. So yeah, you can spotlight them, spin them around the tree all you want. Yeah. That basically what you're doing, just kind of flying them around the tree to get a better look, to see what you're looking at.
Pretty much.
Okay. Trying to see if that would have an effect. Let me double check this.
Dang it. I mean, I can make it just look like little will-o'-the-wisps, really.
Okay, no. Yeah, you get a good look using the lights. Essentially, I won't make you make a perception check at this point. He's already pointed out what you're looking at. You're now lighting it up. You are able to tell that they look very much like corpses. You're having a hard time at this distance telling the race. Like you're not sure. They're medium-sized humanoids, but you're not sure if they're elves, humans, or orcs. They look fairly desiccated. They are hung because you can see whatever's holding them up comes out from the back of their head or the back of their neck from this distance. They don't appear to be moving other than a slight swaying with the breeze, but they don't appear to be like moving under their own power.
Okay, given my own history, I don't want to get any closer to those things, and in fact, I'm kind of shutting down a little bit here.
Okay. Go ahead and give me as you're examining the tree and the people and all that. Go ahead and give me a perception check though, so see if there's any other details I should give you. Like all out perception or. Yeah, perception makes more sense than investigation.
Yeah, perception. I'm
All
not
right.
getting close enough to investigate because, like I say,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is a thing for me.
You notice something towards the ground, and as you lower one of the lights down to get a better look, there are other corpses around the base. You can see that some of them are dressed in gear like adventuring gear, or survival gear, like people that have been out here for a while. Again, medium humanoids. You're not entirely sure. If you had to guess, a lot of the armor looks elven, which makes sense considering that you're on a moon controlled by moon elves. So it seems fitting that's what the corpse would be, but you're not real sure. But they have gear on them, but they are definitely just from this distance, you think they're dead, but beyond that, you're not sure.
I'm starting to look around to see if there's any sign of who might have hanged them. Because
Kihos, when he lights up the corpses at the base of the tree, you don't sense the undead feel from the corpses at the base of the tree.
I say, hey, I bet those corpses got a lot of treasure on them.
You, to answer your question, you don't see anything that immediately says who put anybody up in the tree.
Yeah, I'm still
probably not the people at the base of the tree, but maybe. Depends on what happened here.
Probably not, but I'm spending more of my attention now looking around for the sign of anybody that might hang people than I am at the tree itself.
All right.
I'll keep the lights over there so that they can look, but I'm not.
You're looking for signs of someone else in the woods. That's a survival check. And I'm gonna say that even though you've got you're imagine like you're basically shining a flashlight 60 feet away from you. I'm gonna give you a disadvantage just because that's an awkward angle to be searching for tracks, even with the light.
Hear me out, guys. Hear me out.
No, I'm not. I'm looking like away from the tree.
Like towards yourself, or are you physically walking somewhere?
I'm turning so that my back is not completely toward the tree, but kind of looking outward away to see signs of like camp or civilization or who.
If you are physically as Dell walking over and looking for signs of other people, that's just that's a normal survival check, and you have light to make it not disadvantage. I thought you were doing it by just floating the little orbs around and you were at a distance. And I'm like, well, that would still be pretty hard to do.
No, I'm paying no attention to the tree itself anymore. And I'm looking for signs of like, not at the tree, but away from the tree where other people looking for, like, maybe there's a camp somewhere or there's buildings or something where they're going to have people that would have taken these elven soldiers or whatever and hung them up in the tree.
As you search with that, you do find an area that strikes you as odd. It looks a little bit like a small cemetery, like the kind that would be a private cemetery that only has like, a dozen graves or so, not something large for a town or anything. Just this one cleared out area that you have found. It looks a little overgrown. It's a good like 80 feet away from the tree, but it's close enough that the tree is clearly in view if you were to turn around. And in that area, as you're kind of looking around it, there is one grave that is different from the other. Like they're in rows, and then one is perpendicular to the others, like at the head of this small plot of land.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and look at the graves. Like,
Del, where you going? Del, okay, we lost Del.
Yeah, Del has wandered off. Y'all can choose to follow him, split up, do whatever you want to do.
I'm investigating the bodies.
No, Tink, don't go over there. No, Tink, don't go over there. Tink, come back. Whatever you do, don't go near that tree. I'm pretty sure it's the tree that's doing it.
Tink, do you go to the tree? I'll say that as you fly towards it, you did hear him give the warning.
I will go up to the same elevation as the bodies, but not underneath the canopy.
Okay. So
So-
you can get, as you kind of float through the air towards the trees, you could get to a point where you're not under the canopy and be maybe about 10, 15 feet from the nearest body. I'd say you can get within 10 feet of one.
Okay.
It immediately
Right.
starts flailing. No, I'm just kidding. Hanging there uselessly. That'd be hilarious, but no.
I was gonna say, is there anything that I can tell that we haven't already figured out?
You can see the dark, right?
No, but I have light.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, the
that'll
light
help.
spheres are still there.
Well, I
Or
have my own.
Most of them are.
Just spreading the lights around. All right, cool.
Yes, let's all light ourselves up as targets. This is a great idea.
Okay, give me a perception. Unless you have something to justify it as investigation. Is there any particular thing you're looking for?
I am looking to see for identity and or possibly I'm blanking on it, but she's trying to play kind of, Sherlock in
Okay.
this one has ink on his left index finger, therefore.
All right, if you want to like cause of death, you can justify a medicine check.
Okay.
If you're trying to determine where they're from, you look at their clothing and that's investigation. That
Let's do
type
an
of-
investigation first.
All right.
I will try a medicine, but
All right. With that, you look at their clothes, and as you are trying to understand what you're looking at, and I assume you said you either use your own light or Dell's, so I'm not going to put you at disadvantage. You're able to, with much study, with that roll, I will say that you're able to discern that the clothes at first you're like, I think the clothes are completely grown over, like with slime or like some sort of vegetation. But now you're like, maybe this looks more like it is a plant. You're not real sure what you're looking at.
like they're part of the tree? Or
They
like
may be part of the tree. And then as you continue that line of reasoning, that investigative thought, you follow the rope up to the tree and you realize it's more of a vine than a rope. And you try to get to an angle without going under the canopy. And you're looking at, but you can't quite tell for sure if there's a noose knotted around their neck or a vine growing into the back of their neck. You're not at an angle that you can see without going into the canopy.
can I do a knowledge nature?
Yeah, I'll allow it. All right. I was gonna say, even at a 10 or less, I would have definitely told you trees don't do that normally.
No. Basically, I'm assuming she knows a fair decent bit about trees, even if they're not her specialty, just because.
All right.
But
The actual difficulty to know exactly what this is sadly a little bit higher, but what you can know with that, there are legends that you've heard of trees that are carnivorous that have taken on humanoid forms, but you've never heard of them specifically growing like this out of a plant
It's
or out of a
human.
tree before, like hanging like fruit,
It's human.
only
fruit.
zombie fruit.
Zombie fruit.
she looks down and she goes, "This is the most fucked up tree I've ever seen."
Yeah,
I'll
that's
say
what
with
I
that
was-
roll, though, you have heard of a more cactus-like plant that had vampiric tendencies and could fling needles at people.
Tank,
Guess what that was called?
if you come back, I can tell you my thoughts on what this tree is and why I didn't want you to go under it.
I'm not under it.
I know. I'm glad you're not. Seriously.
I was waiting for him to like whip out the whip and like try and catch you and pull you back.
Because
Howard,
all of the corpses under the tree have like elven armor and stuff, and obviously elves. Why wouldn't people be stringing those guys up on the trees? The guys strung up on the trees look a lot more dead, right? So I'm thinking, I don't think that those are, that something's weird going on here. I don't think people are stringing corpses up. I think it has something to do with the tree itself. What did
Yeah,
you
it's a
see?
carnivorous tree.
It's a carnivorous tree. carnivorous tree, guys. It's carnivorous tree.
Howard, I was wondering, is there a roll we can make, like Arcana or something, to see what we might know about what this is?
You can make an arcane check after you've heard that description, assuming that Tinker shares what she saw exactly.
I do.
Okay.
Okay, let me do that real quick. I'm trying to see if maybe I might have some idea of what this is, since I know weird random stuff.
Don't we all?
I guess not. Okay, never mind.
You think back and you're like, well, I don't remember my schooling. I feel like botany would have been boring as F.
Never mind.
So
plants are for eating. Don't care.
the question is, do we want to mess around with it and see if we can't get some treasure off those dead bodies underneath it, or do we just want to just leave it alone and go find Dell?
Meanwhile, Dell. All right, so you were going to investigate the graves?
Yeah, because I want nothing to do with hanging.
It's fair. And I wish I could load up the song from Pirates of the Caribbean, the one where they start off with hanging all the pirates.
Yeah.
But even if I had that ready to go, I feel like I shouldn't play it because we would then get our whole show pulled.
What, Hoist the Colors? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so. All right, so go ahead and make an investigation check, Dale.
All right.
Unless you already did, I don't see it.
I did not.
Okay.
Here it comes.
Oh, yeah, and quick question. What languages does Dell speak?
I speak Elvish, obviously, Common, just as obviously, Druid, and Orc.
You know, I realized right after I said it, it was a stupid question because you speak Elvish. Anyway, what I will give you with that incredible roll,
right,
is you can make out some Elven lettering, but it's faded, and you're just like, you know, I'm not even sure what this says. I think some of these are names, and you recognize Elven names are a little odd for you because you're not a moon elf from Toril, but or technically from Saloon, because but whatever. Yeah, other than the Elven names, the rest of the lettering, it's just you're not real sure which way. It's old, it's faded. It looks like it's basically so and so rest in peace. When you look at different graves, when you look at the big grave, you're like, I just can't remember what the year system is for the moon of Toril. I'm not real sure how old this would be based on the numbers they put here.
Right.
But the guy that died was over 1,200 years old, which even for an elf is fairly old.
Okay. And the graves just look like old graves. They don't look like recently disturbed or anything.
No, they look, I mean, from what you can tell, yeah, pretty much just old graves. They're pretty beat down and just from age. Like you don't see like the big mounds over the graves of like more fresh graves that you would see where, but you know, they're eroded down to almost level, if not for the headstones and the fact that the plants were cleared out of here, so there's no big trees growing in this, just some shrubs.
Does the graveyard, as small as it is, look like it's cared for, maintained?
You're not sure. Not that investigation check. You're like, it's dark. I don't know.
Okay. Like there's not a lot of overgrowth or anything is what I'm looking at.
Not, I mean, it's enough that, I mean, like I said, there's some shrubs that have grown in here, but no big trees. So you would guess that knowing that shrubs would take a few years to get to this height, that it's not well traveled or anything. They don't think anybody's coming out here and visiting these things.
Okay. Okay, well, let me take a look at my equipment here. I think I've got a journal. I do have a journal. I'm going to try and take some rubbings from some of the gravestones, using my on some of the pages of my journal, just so that I can
Okay.
try and get a better look at it later when I've got better light and I can kind of
Sure.
figure it out.
You begin
So-
your art project.
I
Eudora,
do.
Kihos, y'all doing anything?
Kihos is definitely standing like a guard dog because his paladin sense of evil coming from this thing. He's just staying with the group, like hand on weapon, eager to swing.
All right. Do you want to say something there, Corey?
No. Oh yeah.
okay. I
Well,
heard an,
well, like I said before, I'm asking everybody: do we want to mess around with this tree, or do we just want to go around it and find Dell?
I don't want to pick a fight with a tree.
I mean, there could be treasure there. There are a bunch of dead bodies, all in elven armor.
I mean, do we have any reason to think there's anything good there, like magic items? Are we just kind of randomly looking through dead bodies? I don't know that it's worth it unless there's something there that's going to be good to find.
I don't think it's worth the risk.
Okay.
if only the DM hadn't taken away your small army of tree cutting robots.
Right?
I mean,
There went my evil genius plans.
does anybody know how to cast detect magic? I'm looking at Kios.
No.
I think Dell does, but I think he ran away.
Does Tinker not have the ability to detect magic?
I don't think so.
That would surprise me.
It surprises me too.
I have to figure out my spells because I just realized I didn't figure out my spells at this level. I'm so sorry. I'm fired.
And I mean, I just kind of assumed you had detect magic and identify. They're almost like standards for the artificer, but I guess it's not required.
Is it even on her spell list though? Because I don't remember seeing it.
No, it is not.
Okay.
See, I'm not losing it.
Nope, magic is a mystery. You have no idea where it is or how to find it.
If I didn't make it, I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
Huh.
Well
I
then,
hadn't looked that closely at the class description. For 5e at least, so I didn't realize that it wasn't.
I can double check her features if you think it's built in, but
well then, since it's a crapshoot and you guys aren't keen on gambling, let's go find Dell.
Just make sure we take the long way around. I don't want to get too close to that thing.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
I mean, I shouldn't be too hard to find
looked
standing
like-
around.
it looked
bunch
like
of
Dell
graves.
went like way around it. So if we're following him, we should be steering clear of that thing.
all right. Y'all just want to make your way around. You can find Dell. I mean, he's not hiding where he is. There's little globes of light following him.
Yes. We find Dell.
He's on a small plot of land that's surrounded by trees. There's maybe a dozen graves there.
Hi,
He's
Dell.
doing what appears to be an art project at the largest grave at the head of the graveyard.
Hello, Dell. All right.
Hi.
What you going?
Did you figure out who hanged those poor bastards?
Tank got a really good look.
Okay.
She says
They
it's
coming for us?
it's no one's hanging. It's a carnivorous tree.
What?
Yeah, I pretty much figured it out
That's
by
just
the.
gruesome.
I pretty much figured it out though by the time you left because you looked at the bodies on the floor, and when I saw those bodies on the floor, it all clicked.
Okay. Did you do anything with them?
No, we all decided to come after you instead. I said there might be some worthwhile treasure down there. No one wants to roll the dice on it. Who can blame them, really? all those other blokes, they rolled the dice and they didn't do so well. So, it's just reasonable not to do it. I do have a net though.
You could try throwing your net in and pulling some of the
Pulling it
corpses
back,
out if
right?
you really
That's what I
wanted
was
to.
thinking. No, we're not going to mess with it. And I was outvoted.
All right then.
Who's this guy?
Hey, yeah. Hey, can you make this out? I can't quite. Wasn't quite able to make out some of the inscriptions here. Can you get a better look at them than I did?
Sure thing. Oh, what do I have to do?
I think he's asking you to investigate the graves and figure out who they were.
See if you can read them any better than I did.
Okay, sure. Is it an investigation you said?
Depends on what you're doing.
I heard
yeah.
the word investigate the grave, so I assume investigation is the skill.
All right, you investigate the graves.
It's a 15.
Okay. What are you looking for? Are you just looking at them?
I don't know. I assume it'll pop out when I see it because Dell wanted me to see something. So I assume there's something that...
Well, he points at the lettering, which is Elvish, which, do you read Elvish?
Yeah, of course I read Elvish. I'm an Elvish person.
That's why I asked the other elf to look.
Right. So you read it. You're able to make out the names. You don't see anything that indicates the cause of death or anything like that. But with that, as you clear away some of the vines and such that have grown over on some of them, you see a symbol, and you go and you look, and even in his rubbing, he's rubbed over some symbols that are there. There are symbols that are not elven lettering. They are more like arcane markings. You're not with investigation, I'm not going to tell you what they mean, but you are aware that there are arcane markings. If you are skilled in Arcana, I will tell you more.
I am not skilled in Arcana, but I know...
But he can point them out to me, who is.
Yes. I know some people who are. I go, this is mostly Elvish, but they're throwing in a few kobolds over here. I think this is magic symbols. Could be wrong, though.
A look at the symbols that he's pointing out.
Okay.
Can I roll too?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Corey, I will give you this because of one of the other languages you speak and some stuff you've encountered before.
I speak Primordial.
Because Corey, you were the one. Did you speak Primordial?
I speak
know
Primordial.
that.
I am a Primordial speaker.
Okay.
They're my favorite enemy.
There is some markings that refer to negative energy. They're worked into the arcane symbols.
Right.
That's all. You're aware of that, although it's still an arcane symbol. You're not really. You don't know what magic they're doing with it, but you do recognize a part of a marking. Going, hey, they'd be like knowing a Latin root used in like Italian or Spanish. You're like, hey, I think this word has something to do with this, but I don't know what it means in this.
I'll relay that. I'll point to it and say negative energy.
All right, and then as Dell and Eudora kind of go over it, let me look at y'all's rules.
We keep running into negative energy stuff.
I've noticed that.
Eudora, you are able to put together that these markings, it looks like it looks like these are members of a cult that used necromantic magics, and the negative energy is what powers necromancy. So that you see that collection there, that makes sense to you. These guys are basically, it looks like they might have been a part of a death cult that wanted to use negative magic to reset the universe. And you're like, I've heard of this. I don't know where, I don't know why, but I know what this is because you have amnesia, but you understand. Sort of like a person with amnesia is handed a burger. They know what a burger is. They don't remember where they first had one.
So I believe this was some kind of death cult that practiced necromancy and was trying to use it to reset the universe. They were using negative magic.
And some of the other symbols you can make out is an inverted symbol of light energy or life energy or positive energy, inverted and combined with the death. You're like, well, that's really weird, but not too weird considering there's a tree over there full of zombies.
Right. So basically, they were practicing death magic. Okay. Yeah. So I pass it
But
along.
there are still other questions like who buried them, and if they're buried here, who's hanging in the tree, or is that not people hanging in the tree? There's still many mysteries left.
We don't actually know if they're still around either from what little we have here, right?
All right, but I will give this to Dell as a druid. The tree that you're looking at over there, due to its height, by the way, that tree is like 80 feet tall. It's not a small tree. And it's an old forest on this moon. There are a lot of the trees are very tall. This one kind of stands above the others, but you don't notice it first because the foliage is much thinner on it. But is, you would guess, maybe 1,200 years old.
Okay.
Or in that range.
And Big Grave lived 1,200 years before kicking off.
It would seem so.
That's an interesting little bit of syncretism, I guess. So we've got a really old carnivorous necromantic tree that is freaking me out to look at, and we've got graves of necromancers. This whole thing strikes me as really, really not fun.
Doesn't
Right.
bode well, that's for sure.
I mean, I try to stay positive, but these guys are making it hard.
They're positive this is a bad idea.
Hmm.
And I don't know a lot about elf magic, but this seems to be the doom kind. But we're not getting paid for that level of commitment, as it were.
Sure,
If we
this is
were-
definitely some side quest stuff.
Look, I don't rate, doing stuff by how well we're getting paid. Not to say that I don't like getting paid and I won't rate things by how we're getting paid. I'm just saying that's not usually how I do things. But I gotta say that this tree and these graves don't seem to be going anywhere. And while they can hurt things, only things that, wander this direction. I think, in my opinion, leave sleeping dogs lie, move on with our lives, and other people should do the same. I don't see any, kids running around here or anything about to be in trouble by this thing, so I'm okay with walking away.
I do not disagree in any way.
Maybe we'll,
Alright.
put up a sign. Beware, evil tree. I like that. I think we should put up a sign, beware, evil tree.
What are we going to write it on?
I'll write it on another tree.
Dell, you're aware that you can actually communicate these messages through two people with Druidcraft on sides of trees. You can
I just want to get
alter
out of
the
here.
bark to give warnings.
I just want to get out of here.
I
Or you
think
can leave.
I think leaving a sign is the least we can do. I'm gonna find a piece of wood I can write on, and hopefully I can lash it onto a tree.
All right. Make a survival check to find wood in a forest. Just kidding.
Unless somebody has a better way to make a sign.
I mean, sure, I can carve some into a couple of the sides of a couple of the other trees.
Perfect. Sounds great. We'll leave up a warning or two, and then we'll be on our way. Job well done, people. Good
Can you
job.
pick your language you use?
Elvish, of course.
Yeah, we're in
All right.
Elvish forest, Elvish woods.
I mean, what else are the people around here going to be reading in?
All right. Well, it depends on whether or not they're supposed to be here.
Exactly. If they don't know how to speak Elvish, then they're probably here illegally, in which case, I mean...
In which case, they'll see a giant tree with a bunch of people hanging on it and a bunch of corpses underneath and hopefully draw the same conclusions.
Yeah, hopefully.
Pretty.
You know what that tree that's already decorated needs is some lights.
I don't know. Is there a universal standard symbology that, if you're driving down the road and you see a sign, you know that pedestrians are crossing? We can do one for Evil Tree.
What does this sign mean? It looks like a tree and there are people with ropes hanging on it. It must be, it's a playground. You go swing in a tree.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Would you like to swing on a tree? All right. Y'all begin moving around it after making your signs on the sides of trees with Druidcraft, which for the Druid is kinder to trees. And the trees you're doing it to don't seem to be attacking you.
That's
I
good.
assume y'all give the actual monster tree a good wide berth, avoiding all potential treasure and rewards.
Oh, yeah.
Although Tinker is considering, would it be possible to make a big enough shuriken to cut through the vines? It's more of an intellectual exercise.
My first thought is you're trying to put a star on the tree.
There are gifts underneath.
And it's ornaments.
Ornaments hanging down. Yeah.
Yep.
So everybody, I hope you enjoy our last stream of the year. It's also our Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Very festive.
So we're moving on back towards town.
All right, you give the tree a birth. Keep in mind, while it is eternal dusk here, it's like 9 a.m. when you find all this. You're feeling refreshed. It's just dark.
Okay.
Welcome to Alaska.
Yep.
Vampires will love this place for a while. Now that's a whole different module I now want to write just for Spelljammer, landing on Saloon at the wrong time of year.
Yeah, well,
Call it Dark Side of the Moon.
vampirates are a thing in Spelljammer.
They are, but you've seen 30 Days of Night, right? That really
Yeah.
classic, well put together movie.
I've heard of it. I have not seen it. I'm not a horror fan, but yes.
I've even seen the sequel to it.
I didn't know there was one, but I'm not really shocked.
30 Nights a Day.
Not much to write home about.
60 Days of Night.
It's sort of like Tremors. I've seen Tremors. Everybody's seen Tremors. Then you're like, there's 5 of them? No, there's 6. What?
Yeah.
30 Days of Night, Dark Days.
There's about to be a 7th Shrek movie.
7th, you said?
I think 7.
It can't be 7.
There's 4 Shrek, and I think the 2 Puss in
You
Boots.
counting the Puss in Boots?
And
Is
then,
Yeah.
then there's like another Puss in Boot movie coming out.
they're part of the Shrek CU?
Yeah. They're all Shrek movies. They're all.
A Shrek cinematic universe. All right. So you make your way around the tree. You don't engage. You ignore it. Just disappointing for me. I really wanted to have fun with it, but that's all right. No treasures for you guys.
Yes,
And it was
but
all the treasures under the tree that you could have wanted.
less PTSD for me.
Yeah, you have enough from last time.
All right. I'm gonna fast forward here a little. Y'all are gonna basically be camping out. You found a good path that you hadn't seen before, and you will make it back to town. The way that you know to get in is still through the sewer. Unless you want to try and go through, like, sneak around and then come up on the dock and be like, "Oh, that's our ship over there."
Yeah.
Because remember, you're actually trespassers on the Forest Moon of Toril as well.
It's true, but we at least have 2 elves with us.
I could actually probably pull that off by being a flying creature. Be like, land on the dock. Oh, hey, look, it's my ship.
Your elves are also not moon elves from, Selene.
Ah!
Moon elves are trademark ElfQuest.
I don't think that's true.
Moon elves, sun elves. That's why the.
But those terms are also used for the Forgotten Realms sub-races.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they are.
I know
Yeah.
that the elves.
And moon elves are also Dragonlance.
The elves in that
No.
Netflix show. What's it called? They're like night moon elves and fire sun elves. They have like conjoined
Dragon Prince?
names.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about Dragon Prince, where the
Yeah.
elves have horns?
Dragon Prince, that's the one.
I like elves with horns. I think that looks awesome.
Yeah.
That was actually what when I was like, man, the game that I wrote, Valanthea, I gotta put some horns on these elves. I gave one of them antlers, just cause.
Okay. Yeah, back to the sewer, I suppose. It's 60 feet up, you said, right? Or 30?
There was a bit of a climb, yeah.
Yeah, it was a climb though. It's not just like a straight drop or anything. You were able to climb it before.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all have ropes and you have someone who flies, so that takes all the fun out of climb checks.
Yep.
Well, I mean, she can do a tying off check.
Did you get a pioneering merit badge in the Girl Scouts, huh, Tinker? I actually don't know what the names of the merit badges are in Girl Scouts.
I don't know either.
Wait, where does this sewer dump us out at again? In the church?
You went into the sewer through a bathroom, through a shower, communal shower inside the church.
Yeah. Before we go up into the sewer, we're gonna have to figure out where we're gonna hide the sword so we can deliver it.
It's
Or
true.
what we're gonna do with the sword. Like, I don't want to walk up there and have the sword and be like, "Hey, we're gonna renegotiate terms," and then she snaps her fingers and the sword disappears and reappears in her hand because she's magic or something, you know.
You've got issues.
Oh, come on now. We fly around in a giant ship from star to star, and you're gonna say that I'm just being unreasonable here.
I'm just saying you got issues. I didn't say anything about
We
being
literally
reasonable or not.
fell out of the sky and survived. That happened. And you're like, nah, she's not going to snap her fingers and the sword's just going to disappear and reappear in her hands. That's unreasonable.
I'm just saying you have issues. I didn't say anything about reasonable or not.
So, where are you thinking then?
I'm not.
Outside of town? How accessible do we need it to be to us when we
we could have one person in reserve just like hiding out in the sewer, and then the rest of us come to renegotiate. We could do something like that. Like our best Heidi person, which I think is me, but it could be someone else
Probably.
too.
She already knows how many of us there are. It's not like, all of a sudden one of us jumping out of nowhere is going to be a huge surprise to her.
Well, we'd tell her right up front that one of us is hiding back with the sword.
Yeah, exactly.
That's part of our negotiation. I mean, I can.
Who's to say that she's not watching the tunnels is what I'm saying.
Jill said something. I feel like I should point this out, but I don't know. I'll allow, based on the fact that you said it, Tinker, to make I guess planning. I'll allow an investigation check.
Oh. 26.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, as you say it, something clicks in your head. One of you that she hasn't met, that can literally jump out of nowhere, has occurred.
We got one of those.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
And I can
Eudora
answer.
wasn't with us during the initial
Oh, yeah.
negotiations.
I can answer you the question of why she's not checking the sewers. It's very easy.
She actually said she'd be coming around and checking the sewers for y'all's upon the time of y'all's return. That she didn't know how long you'll be waiting down there because there's no way to get a hold of her. She would just be periodically checking. I don't know if y'all remember that, but that was part of it.
I remember that now.
I don't remember that at all.
Now that you say it, yes, I do remember.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I recall everything you've just told me perfectly.
I knew
Well,
it
also
from the
good
start.
job
That's
of
why I was about to refute it. But I take back everything I was about to say. I didn't say it. I didn't start.
You just thought it really hard.
Very hardly.
Yes.
Hardly at all, actually.
Because the theory was y'all would get back within a couple of weeks. And when you got back, you would just wait there in that chamber. And she would, every few hours, either she or one of her servants would come and check and see if there's anything going on. And then if you responded, they would let you in.
But Tank, you were saying something about her knowing all of us.
Yes, I forgot that that Eudora wasn't with us.
Yeah, that's right.
And again, I do my best to ignore her anyway, so
She literally well, you women like to snipe at each other, I understand.
I'm odd because I just can't even.
She turns her back on you and flies off.
Hey, she was the one who insinuated it. I mean, she was the one who insulted my friend Adora.
You have friends?
I tried to ignore Dora. I guess you can't take it. Adora, speaking of Adora.
All right, look, let's just come up with a plan, guys. She doesn't know me. She hasn't seen me. I'm really good at getting in and out of situations if you need somebody fast. What can we do with this?
You get to hold the crystal sword until we call for you.
Works for me.
Does anybody have magical calling? Or are we just going to yell really loud?
I'm pretty sure that we can have one of us come fetch her.
All right.
The way out of the sewers, is it like a secret door, or is it like something that you can see through? Like what kind of door ultimately do we get through? Or are we waiting at?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
So at the end of the sewers, where there's our secret door to get out. Um, do we have any visibility from where we are in the secret passage to outside or through the door?
You mean, can you see into the room?
Yes.
You can you can make out the floor, so you might be able to tell how many people like are standing around, depending on what angle they like. If you're just like you're carefully watching and counting the feet as they go by, you could probably guess the number of people. It's like a stone slab floor, and then water kind of runs off down through the grate, and you'll be coming in where the water runs out.
Gotcha. So we could sneak in, but it sounds like we'll probably just wait until they'll get us. Eudora will hide a bit away, and we'll come back and fetch her when everything feels right.
Basically, yeah, I think that's kind of the best way.
Good plan, Chaos. We'll do that. How we get? We gotta get up there though.
Yeah.
Oh, who has the sword? Give it to Adora.
Give it. Yeah. Make sure that Eudora's got it.
Okay. Are y'all all ready to go in there and wait?
Let's
Wade in the stinky sewer.
stink up the place.
And beware of whatever attacked us the first time we went through here. Were they giant rats?
Oh, that's right. Yes, the stink monster.
Oh, the stink monster. I forgot what was down here. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But in game, it's only been like a couple of days at most.
No, it's been like a week.
I know it's
in
been a
game.
couple weeks.
But the thing is like, for us in game, like this is the most important thing. For us out of game, like we just had Christmas and family and so many things, other things we had to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, real life.
Yeah.
All right. So some quick little notes, since it has been a while, and I know y'all forgotten some of the major details. Narifa Ashgard is the name of the woman that you are working for.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you'd want to know that. The sword, Finsandoral Othrendron. I don't think you're going to get quizzed on who owned the sword, but he was the former king.
Yeah.
The guy that got you the job was Johnny Lodestar. The guy that you don't trust because his name sounds made up.
Yeah.
Lone Star.
Lode. Lode.
No, from it. Never mind.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I'm just saying I didn't quite copy that. But I am aware of that.
Because every time I hear Lone Star, I think Lone Star.
Nobody gives me the raspberry.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Yep.
All right. You crawl through the sewers. You chased out the sewer monsters on your way out. They don't seem to be re-infested with anything.
I am not crawling. Thank you very much.
Okay. You are
Benefit to
carefully
having
floating
wings.
down the middle, touching nothing.
Benefit to being winged.
And then Kios occasionally just kicks some poop up at you.
It's intentional, I promise.
I remember there was one game I had like it wasn't that too long ago where they had us stomping through sewers, and I had a character, I think it was a cleric, that had walk on water as a spell, and I'm like, I cast walk on water. Didn't get dirty the entire time.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
I was a paladin and once dove off a cliff forgetting that I was wearing a ring of water walking.
Ouch.
Oh.
Do you have to will it?
You know what? That was literally the first character that I ever made, and it was like 3.0, I want to say. So I don't remember. It was not my finest moment.
Oh, that's pretty great.
Yeah. Ow.
I had something like that happen to me once in World of Warcraft, where I had a shaman jump down into water, and I had forgot I had just clicked that on. It was like, splat.
Yeah.
Why did I take damage?
Now you're confused and dead.
Right?
Although the shaman in World of Warcraft work on Wile E. Coyote principle, they can walk along water unless they look down.
That's true. Yeah, I remember that.
That's very Hitchhiker's Guide to Flying.
Pretty much.
Throw
All
yourself at the ground and miss.
Why
So y'all are-
stormtroopers are great at flying.
So y'all are gathered together in a just, pungent hole, waiting for either Flandra or one of her. No, sorry, no, Flandra is the queen.
Yeah.
Narifa.
Narifa, yeah.
Narifa or one of her
Minions.
minions, pretty much, yeah, to stop by and check on you. Someone does come in, and you are given a show of feet while someone has a bath. And it doesn't take much to move out of the way, but if you want to do it silently, you will have to you can either make stealth rolls or you can stand there and get wet. Up to
I
you
wrote
guys.
stealth throws.
I will give that the flying person can just kind of hover away.
Oh, in that case.
Yeah. I'm not going to be underneath that, thanks.
Because I had to do it to you at least once before she could show up.
Of course.
Critical success.
Only Kihos would go, I'm in heavy armor, but rather than get wet, I'm going to definitely walk around here in heavy armor. It's a shame for the disadvantage, because your first roll would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, can I use my inspiration from dressing up to cancel out
Yes, you can.
disadvantage?
Yes, you can.
So it's a 23.
That's what it was all for the shower.
You cancel the
expense.
disadvantage and you keep the 23, or you can reroll, your choice.
I'll take the 23. That's about
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the best he to ever get. So
All right. Then yeah, we're good. You're stealthy. Is Eudora getting wet?
Adora's not there.
Eudora didn't come in with us.
Yeah, she's not in the
Oh.
hall.
No, I'm waiting, remember?
Or you're not waiting in the sewers, you're waiting outside the sewers, or?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't know that there wasn't a way that she'd bugged the sewers or whatever. And also, why make Eudora go through that and get that into her fur and
Yeah,
all the
like
rest,
fur,
too?
yeah. Mhm.
You get her some
If,
big rabbit Nikes to wear so she can sneak around.
They make those. I saw
Need
Space
hip
Jam.
waders.
I saw those. You saw Space Jam, right? They make giant rabbit Nikes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember Space Jam very well, and as far as I'm concerned, there was only one of those, right?
I don't think they wore shoes at all. I don't think the rabbits wore shoes.
As far as I'm concerned, there weren't any of those.
I don't think I was a kid when it came out. I don't really have an excuse, but I do know I watched the original.
I did not.
We both me and you were teenagers, and you're a little older than me, Howard. So you were like, you had aged out of Space Jam before it came on.
Yeah, I was a teenager in '96.
I was no
I was
longer
as well.
a teenager in
In
96.
96, you would have been. No, in
No.
96, you wouldn't have been a teenager.
No,
anymore. You would have
Yeah.
been 21.
You're 21.
yeah. I was
'Cause I was-
doing the math as she was
Because
saying
I
it.
was
Like, no,
I
she's
was
right.
16 in 96, and you're 5 years older than I am.
All right, all
There
right.
you go. That's why you don't
Yeah,
care
well,
about Space Jam.
I was
I was
22,
15.
so
I think I rented it from Blockbuster Video on a lark and watched it.
Yeah, see, Corey's closer to my age. In
Even
fact, I
so,
think we're the same age.
yeah, we are the same age. We're the same.
Yeah.
We're the same. We're exactly the same.
No differences. None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Twins.
Clearly. It's obvious, right?
obviously, yes, obvious.
All right. So, yeah, about 45 minutes later of just sitting around waiting and waiting. Y'all hear something, somebody coming in. You notice the change in light, but you don't hear much noise.
Okay.
Like if you weren't sitting right there waiting specifically for that, you might not have even noticed. And the feet kind of scurry over, and then you hear, "Hello, is anyone down there?" And it sounds like it could be a feminine voice, but it's whispered, so you're not 100%. But they look like lady shoes that you're looking at, elven lady shoes.
All right.
While this looks like to be the thing, I'm going to cast enhance ability, charisma.
You enhance ability and do what?
Enhance ability, charisma.
Oh, charisma. Okay, that's the
Charisma.
word I didn't hear.
Charisma.
Yeah.
All right. So you enhance your charisma.
I do indeed.
All right. Are anyone going to respond to the woman?
Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
Hello there, Kenobi.
All right. Is that? She thinks for a moment. Is it Del? Del Spacewind?
Yeah. Close
All right.
enough.
And she will begin you hear a cranking. She's looks like she's unscrewing something. She pulls the grate out, and you are freed and able to enter the bathroom.
Yay.
Hey, man, you've been sitting in the shower for a while. If only there's a place to take a bath.
Right?
All right. So as you come out of the sewer, she will. I assume you all come out except for you.
We
Dora.
need-
You never-
Yeah. We're going to need something to clean ourselves off with, like a prestidigitation or something. Destinkify.
Does anyone have that?
All I've got is Druidcraft, because
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
You can grow seeds
I'm
in your
fine.
filth. Just tuck a seed underneath your armpit, and you can just start growing it with Druidcraft. It'll be amazing.
right?
You want?
I'll grow a bunch of mint so the smell overwhelms the stink from us.
Just start turning your hair into pine needles. I don't see a problem.
I think you got a little bit too into the tree people.
Or the tree people got a little too into me.
I say,
Chicka wow wow.
thanks for letting us out there. It's pretty dank and smelly. I hope we're not too rancid, but we found you. We found your little pig sticker.
All right. Here, she points out that there you can clean yourselves off. It is a bath, and she shows you they have robes and such for people to take back to wherever they are. You can basically clean yourselves up.
Yeah. Well, I was more worried about like our clothes, but
Oh well, if you'd like, you can fold them up. But if you leave them here, they're going to know that someone who doesn't belong here is here. Not many people dress well as y'all
yeah,
do.
Let's not worry about this. We're fine. We're fine. Let's
Yeah.
talk about business and the sword. Because
Very well. When you're ready, follow me. I'll wait. And she waits just outside the area where y'all are cleaning up.
okay.
Except for Tinker, who's fine because she flew down the middle. Although she has those little bits she needs to clean off that were kicked at her.
Yeah.
all right, we clean up as quickly as possible. No more than
All
10
right.
minutes.
Yep.
Freshen up, and you are ready to follow her. She will lead you down the corridors back to her room. You've been there before. You'll note that if anyone actually remembers the guards from before, you do see the same guards on duty. They seem to recognize you, and they say nothing as you pass by. And then she takes you into her place. And well, I mean, not to sound overexcited, but I am very excited to see if you actually found it.
Right. The thing is, we know what that sword is now. We've done a little investigating, and we've decided that you're asking for it is a little low, and we were hoping we could get a little more out of this. Considering you'd have an in to being the head priest here now.
Oh, I see. Well, what are you asking?
I look back at everybody else. Like,
Well, you see,
we,
it's the nature. There's a population of Artuk that have made claim to the area. It's a little more difficult. I trust you were aware of what happens on your moon, are you not?
I don't. I don't know if she knows what an Artuk is, but I'm willing to roll it.
we never discussed what we just more gold. Is that what we wanted? Did we want the
There's some
favors?
cool stuff.
She just looks at you, kind of puzzled. I don't know what you're talking about. And if you're feeling insightful, if anyone is trained in insight, she looks puzzled, like she has no idea what you're talking about.
Don't
Mm.
don't worry about it. There was just some crazy stuff that we had to go through to get this sword. Obviously and naturally, such a,
Well,
a great
I
artifact.
knew that you would face dangers out there. That's why I hired you and offered to pay you.
Exactly. So I think what we're looking for, I think what would be the most beneficial to us here is safety, really. A place to go that we could call home. And a hidden moon sounds very nice. And if you could make that happen, we would be very grateful. It would definitely be deserving of a sword. And as head priest, I'm sure you could make that happen.
I could make it known that you are our allies and make it so that you could come here if you needed to. Yes, I would be able to do that once I have the sword. I can't do that now.
Right.
But with the sword, yes, I would have enough pull, which is what I did tell you, that I would have more pull once I had the sword.
Right. We just want to
As
make
it is
sure.
now, they treat me different because I'm only half saloon elf.
I look at everybody. Is that what do you guys want?
You elves have such fine armor. Think you could hook me up with some shiny new armor? We when we get you the sword. I mean, it would assist in showing that we are accepted. Something Elven made.
I kind of cover up
Perhaps
my
it's been
chain
hard
mail.
for me. I kind of stick out here.
She thinks about it. She goes, "All right, well, you give me a moment here." And she goes and she pulls out a quill, some ink, and paper, and she starts making a list of your demands. You would like place of refuge, armor.
Okay.
Is that it? Then plus the original payment, then, and then we would be square.
I look at everybody else. Everybody else doesn't seem to be making a peep. I'm like,
You're the captain.
5, 4, 3. I'm looking at you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we got a deal.
All right. Before you have declared it a deal, go ahead and make a charisma check to see how she's.
Yes, I
Now
have.
you can be persuasive. I don't
That's a
think you're
persuasion
aiming
check?
for a
Is it a
hostile
persuasion
intimidation
or-
type.
Is it persuasion or charisma?
Persuasion, which is charisma based.
All right. Ha! Natural 20.
All right. That is
Come
the
on,
time to get
guys.
natural
Where's the
20.
cheers? Where's the
Yeah.
cheers?
A natural 20 and a natural
Got a
19.
Okay. She thinks about it. She goes, maybe. I mean, if you wish to truly be seen as allies and have refuge here, we can work out an even better deal. I can equip you. And we can not just be allies in name only, so you have a refuge. You could be an actual ally to me. As in, I could keep you on a retainer. I could send for you and pay you for more missions if you wish. Because having talented people that can accomplish things is a benefit to me as well. What is the armor the only equipment you need right now? You got a natural 20. She wants to work with you. You get sincerity at this moment from her. She's seeing this as a win-win. She's getting what she wants.
I mean,
and friends that are effective.
The astral plane, you never know what's going to happen out there.
This could work.
You never know what's going to happen out there in the astral plane. And you never know what situations are going to come up. We could very well help each other out. I see this as a mutually beneficial arrangement.
All right.
Having a patron is a very good thing. I am very much in favor of this.
Now, we're not... You know what? We'll just leave it as it is. I kind of like this.
All right. May I see the sword, though?
Oh, we have it. It's
So
with a friend.
let
Just
me
in
go.
case.
Let me go fetch it.
We
All
didn't.
right.
We were trying to figure out what kind of person you were gonna be once we had the sword. Can never be too careful.
All right. Well, I suppose that's understandable. Since you need to walk around to go fetch it, perhaps I should go with you?
I can turn into a bird and go.
Oh, how clever.
All right.
Well, then, flitter away.
All right, Del, you go get her. You'll have to meet her at the sewer, I think, though.
Yep.
We'll wait out here, and you can go, or we'll come. I don't know.
So you said you with a friend. Is your
I
friend
turn-
need entrance to the city?
So let me dress as a local first. I'm already in the robes, right? Because we got changed when we came out of the.
Right.
So
It's like a bathrobe. Like specifically, I just came from the spa.
okay, well then let me get dressed so that I look more local,
Okay.
right? I am an elf, so if I look like somebody that belongs in the temple, then I can turn into a bird, fly out, meet Eudora, and then just walk in the gates carrying it,
Okay.
wrapped up like a package.
So Eudora's never going to meet this woman? She's not coming in?
That's
Because she did
probably
offer
for
to
the
go
best.
with you just so that you could fetch your friend and bring the person in.
I
I mean, it's up to you. You can leave her out.
We got to bring Eudora in somehow so she can get on the ship so we can go back home.
True. All right. Yeah. No. Let's just. She and I can walk out then, and because I don't want to make Eudora have to go through the sewers is the big thing.
She has to, otherwise she doesn't have a choice. You have to sneak into the city.
Well, no. If this
If
woman
somebody
goes
is
with
high
you,
ranking,
if this woman goes with you, she can just say, this person's with me, and it's fine.
Okay. All right.
As long as you have Narifa with you.
yes. And this is what I'm thinking. So
But you might need to get Eudora to come meet you. You fetch Eudora and then meet up with Narifa, and then she can walk you both in.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Sounds like a plan.
that's what I'll do is I'll turn into something that can get to Eudora quickly, and then the two of us can walk over and meet Narifa at the gate.
So you turn into a hedgehog and you roll through the sewer at super fast speeds.
Of
Right on
course,
the other
obviously, but it's only if it's a blue hedgehog.
I feel like that needs to become a thing that we just throw into Spelljammer somewhere. Just a planet of blue hedgehogs and multiple tailed foxes.
I'm just gonna remind you, Del, that the water and sewer levels of Sonic are the worst levels of Sonic.
See, I never played Sonic, so
Oh yeah, the water levels are. Oh, this.
Oh God.
The
it
anxiety.
gave me like anxiety.
Good times. All right. So yeah, that can all work. I don't see a problem with it. I'm not going to make you make any rolls to go to Eudora and then meet up with the woman. It seems like it's easy enough.
right.
We can just pass that.
Okay.
I will say though that upon meeting her, the woman eyes Eudora for a moment, but is accepting of what you say and walks her in.
Okay. I take note of her reaction to seeing Eudora.
Okay,
Do you
but
have? Is anyone trained in insight?
Trained, no.
Actually, Howard,
Yes.
I was gonna say that since I have that new spell, that anytime I'm going into the city or around people, I would probably want to use that because I'm very paranoid about the bounty on me.
Okay. All right. So, are you different looking completely when she meets you as well? Or yeah, when she and Del meet you, you didn't prearrange with Del what you want to look like.
Well, I went out first to fetch Eudora, and so Eudora would look like herself when I met her.
Okay.
And then by the time we get to meeting Narifa,
And also, when you go and fetch me before we go back to her, I want to have a quick conversation with you if that's cool.
yeah, absolutely. What did you got?
All right.
So,
then why don't y'all role play your conversation now?
Okay. So, how did it go? What happened?
So, I mean, we didn't have a lot that we were thinking to ask for. Quijos asked for a suit of armor, and we kind of worked our way into getting a patronage. So we might. Sounds like we'll have be able to get regular work from her and access to fairly free access to. I don't necessarily want to say a home base here, but access to the moon itself without too much of a problem or an issue. If
we,
in addition to our original agreed upon payment, so
do we feel like that's enough considering what we're giving her? It's pretty freaking huge.
It's freaking huge, but at the same point, having somebody in that political position watching out for you and using that influence to protect you
and pass us sweet jobs.
And
So you think
passing us sweet jobs that works in our benefit.
You think we can trust her? Has she given us any kind of contract or anything? What if she changes her mind?
Well, Ramush is the one that did the negotiation on this, so I'm kind of playing it off of his game. But
Okay. Well, I might bring it up with him when we get over there, but that's fine. Oh, and since there is that bounty on me, I have a new spell now. You see her
Okay.
her work a spell, and she now looks like a completely different Harengon that you've never seen before.
okay, still like a Harengon though. So
Yes.
Good. Okay, perfect. So by the time we get to the gate, then you look you look different enough.
Just
that,
remember when you introduced me that you introduced me in front of our friends as Eudora, so that they know it's me.
I will do that. I will absolutely do that. When you make your change like this, does your clothing change, or did you change the look of your clothing as well, or is it just your features?
Let me look. Let me see.
It's
how
up to you. You can do it that way. It's just
spell
up to you whether you did it.
The spell has the capability to change your clothes.
Oh,
I'm
it
just
does?
asking if you did. Because
Um,
if you're still wearing the clothes that they would recognize.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't see any reason to change the clothes. It's my face that's the problem. So that's probably the only thing I would change.
Yeah. Your face, your coloration, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe change my fur color and my facial features.
Yeah.
But yes, okay,
So-
so same outfit. Yeah, that works.
That'll make it a lot easier for them to know what's
Hopefully
going on.
recognize
as well.
me.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So.
But yes, I think I should probably be extra careful around strangers in large places of where others are right now.
I
good
will
advice
not
always.
disagree with that.
She just has a T-shirt on now that says "I heart the Rock of Brawl."
My parents went to the Rock of Brawl, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Pretty much, yeah. All right, y'all can meet up with Nymph something. I gotta keep looking it up myself. Narifa. I was like Nymphadora. Nope, that's Harry Potter character.
Wow.
I'll say. All right. So yeah, we connect with Narifa. She leads us in. I say, "Hey guys, found Eudora. She's got the sword. We can."
I look
Yeah,
at you and I say, where?
Come on. You recognize Eudora, don't
Don't you recognize me? I know my fur's a little different at the moment, but you know it's me.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's new. That's new.
I did a little bit of a dye job. I was bored with the old color.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, thanks for the update. Glad we're all on the
Tinker?
same page.
I actually went back and discovered that I was mistaken earlier, and she casts Detect Magic.
Oh, you do have it.
I do have it. I went back and double checked as later, and I was like, "Oh, dang it, I did have it."
Then I'm sure the air around Eudora is pinging right now.
Yeah.
But see, I waited until it was funny, and then I remembered that I had it.
Because we are cartoons.
Or at least her character. That's how I'm playing it. Is that the
Yeah.
character forgot, and then was like, "All right."
All right, well, it looks like we can make the deal now, and everything's a-okay, and we can...
We're absolutely not insane.
We got the money to repair our ship. We got
Yes.
a ship with a new helm, or a new engine, or a star, or whatever it's
Yep.
called, Spelljammer.
Don't hurt yourself.
Everything's coming up. Rocking for us.
All right. She at one point is anybody here trained in insight? First of all,
Is anybody...
not a
I mean-
single insightful person amongst you.
No.
I'm keeping an eye on her, so yeah.
All right. You can go ahead and make it.
Yeah, it should show up here just a sec. Oh,
Yeah.
good. That's better than some of the rolls I've been making.
You think she might have taken notice of the conversation
I expect
about
so.
Eudora's appearance, but nothing beyond that, based on these rolls.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's Eudora forgot to mention it ahead of time because Sarah didn't think about it. So
Gotta like detect magic in the artificer.
Yeah.
yes, Eudora forgot about the fact that her fellows might not recognize her, so she forgot to mention it ahead of time. So it's fair.
Just like,
Yeah.
they're smart enough. They'll figure it out. No, they're not smart enough. They did not figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
She neglected just to think about just how insightful nobody here is.
Yeah, that's fair.
You
That's
wanted to
totally
know
fair.
where my dump stat was, where my -1 is, right? You said that earlier. It is intelligence.
I am so smart. SMRT.
Yes,
Actually, insight is wisdom, and mine is definitely a -1.
yes, insight is wisdom. Mine is a 2. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty wise. I'm just.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
He
Rangers
just
cast
trails
off for
off.
wisdom. All right.
Yeah.
So
I'm not unsmart.
All right. Well,
Maybe- I'm incredibly smart, my character, but she's also incredibly dumb.
Del, you're our treasurer. You've been keeping all of the party party money, the chapter's gold. What kind of organization are we? We're a crew. That's right.
We are.
You have the crew's funds.
you're the crew
I
of the
do.
Molina.
Are we still in the patrons hearing, or are we by ourselves right now?
If you'd like to have a conversation when she is gone, then I will role play her outro real quick, which is that she'll give you the money now, which was, I believe, 500 gold.
It was.
And then she'll have the armor sent to your ship. She doesn't have any armor in her room. Definitely not that would fit Kihos. But she will have a suit of armor sent to the ship if you tell her where you're docked. And she will go ahead and send someone to contact Johnny Lodestar to get you your ride home.
Right.
Okay, I
So-
will kind of as she's laying out the terms, I will kind of go. Pardon us for just one moment and kind of pull Hermouche to the side.
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey,
Yeah.
sorry that I took you unawares. I just wanted to know, do we have any kind of contract or assurances of the promises she's made us?
She gave me a word.
Blood pact.
Do you feel like we can trust her?
Well, she hasn't given us any reason not to trust her. And this is like a good.
She did give you 500 gold.
She gave us 500 gold. It looks like she's gonna make do on the armor, and it seems like this god they're worshiping is a good god. It's not an evil god. It's not a selfish god. That said, you know, that doesn't mean that she's a good person, but all signs are pointing to that this is a stand-up person that we can probably trust.
Okay, but we also know that the whole reason she wanted this artifact was so that she could use it to con people into following her as a leader.
No,
So we also know.
that's only one part of the story. You see,
but-
she's also half-blooded as an elf.
What religious leader hasn't done something like that? I mean, come on.
She's also half-blooded as an elf, and she also wants the respect of her peers.
I picture that the two of you have gone huddled into a corner, and then Tinker just kind of like floats over to your heads and like sticks her head down to join in.
Yeah, that's probably exactly how it would work.
Pretty much, she would probably definitely be like, "There's a conversation happening without me."
All right.
And have you
Very
ever-
well, Ramouche, you are our leader. I will follow your lead on this. I just
I
hope
understand.
that your trust is.
I understand
not
your
misplaced.
hesitancy, Adora. I understand, and you're one of the least. You're one of the people who like to trust people the least around here. I understand. I mean,
I have reason to be nervous about
you're a
things.
kill 'em first kind of person.
Yes, well, let's rejoin our group, shall we?
Kill them first, ask questions of the bodies later.
Yeah, that's why you search the bodies later. Once they're dead, you can find out everything you want to know from their pockets.
I walk back over to her and I say, my associate Adore here, she's an untrustworthy kind of, she's an untrusting kind of person. And she wants some assurances for some of the things that were offered. Is there a way that you can start a process by which we are more welcome on this moon?
Thinks about it. Well, there is right now there's a festival going on that kind of goes on for a couple of weeks. We're at the end of it now. It was starting when you got here. It's the celebration of dusk. She describes it as kind of like a fall festival. It lasts for a couple of weeks. Only it's the celebration of dusk because dusk here lasts for a couple of weeks.
Wow, a celebration that lasts weeks. That's a crazy one. The most we got here is like a week of celebration, like Fiesta or Hanukkah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a couple of weeks. But then you realize that it's celebrating as people are aware that they're going to be closing up a lot of stuff, and we're about to go into a very long winter of night.
Right.
So she said she can get you into the festival. Y'all can have a good time there. And then she will send for you, and you can come to the ceremony which she presents her evidence, and you can watch her take her place, at which point you can she can introduce you to everyone as her allies.
What a wonderful invitation. Oh, to see you do the thing? Oh, I wouldn't miss it for the world. I look at everybody else. What do you think? What do you say, mates?
Yeah, not for the world.
Wouldn't
The
miss
moon.
it.
For the moon.
We wouldn't miss it for the moon.
Right.
Well, I didn't expect the campaign to go this direction, actually watch it. I was just aware of how it would work in my head. So neat. Okay.
What do you say, Adora?
I'm cautious, but I'm in favor.
I'm game.
All right. Well, then I will arrange for you for your way out of here. Unfortunately, for the moment, must still be a little bit secret. And
course.
into the festival, I'll give you. I mean, I've already paid you, but I can give you a little bit of spending money for the festivities if you'd like.
Oh, that would be lovely.
And then I'll send for you. We'll say by this point. Well, I don't know. You travel all the way here. You waited. You met with her. We'll say it's noonish on this day, and she'll send for you in like probably about 6 hours when she has everything set up. So it'll be around dinner time that she intends to seize power, ultimate power.
Right.
I scared my cat. All right. So y'all will be taken back out. Essentially, she gives y'all some robes to kind of fit in a little, and she just kind of walks you out after a moment of talking with the guards. If anyone wants to try and listen in on what she said with the guards, let me know. Otherwise, we'll bypass that.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of curious, so.
All right.
do
You
you
already
need?
speak Elvish, so you're good there, but you still need a perception check because she didn't invite you to join the huddle.
All right, so I perceive what she says.
Natural 1. She's ordering the gods to kill you. Prepare to roll initiative.
Yeah.
All right, actually, that's fairly high.
That's pretty good, yeah.
All right. You catch a few words and you can make out her lips. You just kind of like nonchalantly lean against the wall, pretend you're not looking, but you're totally looking and watching her lips and trying to catch what they're saying. And it essentially you catch that she's asking who is at which stations, and if they can move somebody around and then come back and get you guys and walk you out. Essentially, she's making sure that the people she wants to see you walk out are the only ones who see you, rather than people she doesn't want to see you.
Okay, that's fair.
See, she's a nice guy. She's a nice person.
She's a nice
covering
guy.
her own ass.
She's a what now?
She's
covering
our
her own
new
ass.
She's our new Melina.
Uh-oh.
Melina was not the best person either. She like totally would like, oh, let me help, and then she'd be that like 6-person carrying the thing with like 2 fingers on it, not really helping.
Yeah. There's 2 guys at either end of the table, and like the person in the middle that's just kind of like hovering their hand.
That was Melina's personality completely. She did that to you all a couple times when it came time to pay for stuff. She kind of sneak off and I mean, she had your back in a combat. She throws spells and stuff.
Yeah, because she'd have died too.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Actually, she did have disguised self on her list. She could have always just been somebody else and wandered away.
But a lot of those situations should have been attacked regardless, because we were the only people there to attack by the monsters.
That's true, but the moment you got into that reptile city, she could have just split, hung out with the snake people and the lizard people.
That is true.
Married Brimmer, raised the kids, had a nice life.
Well, I hope that he survived his trip home.
I imagine that it would have been very hard for him to get his 2. He had 2 animals pulling the cart.
Yep, the axe beaks,
the axe beaks. That's what they were. And I the thing that I can't get my head around is how did he get back with the axe beaks? He would have had to haul them up the thing because your path was cut off by boulders because there was a trap set by the Yanti.
You might have known a longer way.
I mean, not Yanti. The friggin' bugs, spider people.
Yeah.
How did he do it?
That's the word.
How did he do it?
He might have known a different way around.
Yeah, he's good at his
true.
job. That's how he does it.
Do what, Corey?
He's good at his job. That's how he does it.
That's it. How did you? Because I'm Snake Man. It doesn't have the same ring as Batman.
It's like when the boss comes up to you and asks you to do something, and it's like totally unreasonable or against the laws of physics or something. Like, how do you do it? Just get it done.
Oh well. The axe beak, I just had them use their faces and just axe their way out.
But Corey, then you actually find a way to accomplish it, and it gets expected all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you say the axe beaks actually found their way? Yes, that's what happened. Sorry, y'all started with puns earlier.
You're not wrong.
All right, so, she'll take out. Y'all can go and enjoy the. I don't know if you remember, there were festivities going on when you got here, but y'all didn't really. Y'all just kind of beeline to your goal. Y'all didn't really enjoy the market or anything.
Do they just party all the time?
Party all the time.
It's the Dusk Festival.
So only
it's
at
a real
dusk do they party, which is all the time.
It's a very long festival. At this point, the festival's starting to get to that. It's sort of like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. on New Orleans. What's it called? Bourbon Street, where there are drunks still wandering around, people still flashing each other, but it's Not with the enthusiasm it was earlier when there were more sober folks, or at least only buzzed folks.
What's that cartoon where it was like the party aliens that make you party all the time, and like you get like slower and they drain your energy as you party? Is that a Rick and Morty thing? Is that a? It's not a Futurama thing.
You know, it can be either one of those easily.
It could be like. It could be Inside Job. I don't know. I've seen so many of these cartoons.
I don't know. And while it's tempting to have some clowns attend this festival, I guess I'll hold off on that because I really don't want to run them right now. I'm not set up for it.
we can come back next week and you can have a whole like festival thing set up for us, and something happened at the ceremony that we have to like use with our D&D skills and get through. I mean, if you need some setup time, this is 8:00. We played for 2 hours, man.
Well, it has been a couple hours. We normally play for 3, so it's up to you guys. If y'all want to wrap it here and do the festival as the main thing for next game,
I'd love that.
Or the festival and the
actually, that sounds like a blast.
I think that would be a great thing, and that would be our. Since this one was kind of our Christmas episode, we even had a tree. That one would be our New Year's episode.
Yeah,
we would celebrate the passing of the old nobility and the incoming new one.
And the whole culture is lunar based. It makes sense,
right?
Yeah, it truly is.
Let the old sunlight be forgot. It's eternal night for us.
Well, see here, I was thinking taking a song from the musical Grease. I spend my days just mooning over you.
Don't give up your day job.
That's a deep cut on the Grease list there.
I mean, I'm aware that I have to weld a handle to it in order to carry a tune, but
when you're singing, the fact that I've, to my knowledge, have not seen Grease, or if I did, I was so young I dropped it from my memory.
That's from the stage play. You won't find it on the movie, but you will find it on the soundtrack.
Oh, I mean, I totally have seen the movie.
I had the misfortune of being in the stage play in high school, as that was the musical that we did in my graduating year.
Keith, I did warn you that we're doing a musical episode, right?
You did.
Uh-oh.
And you are in it.
Of course.
Okay, just clarifying.
Tell everybody where
sometimes
they can
I can sing, sometimes I can't.
Tell everybody where they can find
cross promotion time.
Yes, tell everybody where they can find your podcast.
We are coming back in the new year. Our next episode should drop on Saturday the 7th, and one of our upcoming plots involves a musical episode. It was not my decision. I blame my co-creator.
All right. And it's called...
The podcast is called Care and Feeding of Werewolves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And can be found where in most places that you listen to your podcasts on, whichever
We're also
platform
now on YouTube. I should link the show to our show.
Yeah, give me a link.
Yes.
I'll put it in the description. Thank you.
I did not realize we've gotten up onto YouTube now as well. Excellent.
I do have a link in the description right here to your pod page. So it's under every single one of the episodes, so people can go see that whenever they like.
Excellent.
That's why I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to tag in.
But
and I still need to get caught up with doing write-ups for episodes for the last probably half dozen now.
This is a little YouTube insider stuff, but if you go to somebody's main page, their like YouTube page, you'll find a little area where they have like partnered pages or pages that they like and think you should watch as well, and I'll put you over there in my recommended pages.
Ooh, I didn't know about that feature. I will fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I guess we're wrapping up. Hey everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you're having a great holiday season. I wish everybody the best in the new year. If you're having a terrible year, don't worry. Everything resets in like a couple days, and then it's a totally new, and anything could happen, right? Because that's how time works.
That's right. And remember, put a dollar bill just outside your door before midnight and bring it in right after midnight to bring money into your house in the new year.
Had no idea. Like, it's like, yeah, you leave the money outside and the year ends, you open up the door. Whoa! Money! It's the first thing that happens.
Great way to start off the new year.
Right? It symbolizes bringing money into the house in the coming year.
And you know what? If you're drunk, it's especially going to be a surprise.
Well,
If you're not drunk, you're not celebrating right.
Like I said, thank you everybody for watching this entire year. If you stuck with us, we are very grateful you have. I'm trying to get my end slate to work. There it is. My end slate's up, and I can actually say goodbye for real. Goodbye.
All right. Happy New Year. Have a great night.